Yo everyone, it's me Ari Dosset, call me Rashid. I'm your anthropologist and zoologist. Please hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, become a member of the channel. Don't forget you can donate the links below. Check my novels on Amazon. If you wish a one-on-one consultation, please check the fees and the further instructions below in the description box. And if you wish to contribute to our company in Guatemala, please email me. We can get the business there. All right. Regret. What is regret? Simply said, regret is when you feel remorse, sorrow for either something you've done or didn't do. So there's an outcome in life today, and you realize that this outcome is not what you actually want. This outcome may not even be beneficial for you. And I realized that if you were to take another course of action, you could avoid this outcome. Now, one thing about living life as a human being is you don't know everything. You simply do not. Okay? An animal who claims to know everything, they're out of their minds. You know that. Now, you don't know everything. So, you need to operate based on the guidance and information provided by others and also research done by others. Because you don't have the time nor the effort to do all the research or by yourself, figure everything out all by yourself. You simply don't. Neither should you even desire or aim to do something like that. Absolutely not. Now, so let's say now you got a job offer 5 years ago, and back then the job seemed like the perfect match for you. I mean, it was a fit with your education. You just came fresh out of university. You were urgently looking for a job, and guess what? You got a job offer. So you got a job. Eventually, you end up overworking so often that after only 3 years, you had the mental breakdown. But you stayed at the job because you had no other income. And then one day you turn on the TV and you hear that the field of IT that you're working in has become irrelevant. I think to yourself, what? So you check with one of your relatives and you talk about when you started IT, all the programs you used to learn coding, all of that. And your relative looks at you to think, what? Yo, nobody uses those programs anymore. You have AI software today that people are learning to code with. So guess what? When you were studying IT, the knowledge you got from the professors was already outdated because AI was already in development back then. But the college or university where you graduated did not incorporate the current development at the time. So when you graduated, you had a diploma that was based on an economic situation that was already fading away. So you got a job out of the assumption that you were up to date. So while you got the new job, you realize that, hold on a minute, it's a lot I don't know. What goes on over here? You just thought, you need to learn because you knew in the field. And now you realize that, hold on a minute, if this is on the news, that means that soon you might lose your job because your position will be unnecessary. So back then, the reason you decided to study IT because it was a big hype of, man, go study IT. You're guaranteed to get a job. IT is guaranteed, you're guaranteed to get a job, high salary, international connection, whatever. So it was promoted onto you. And based on that, you make the decision. So you didn't make decisions based on full knowledge of the situation because you had no full knowledge. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Just admit it. You did not have a full knowledge about the situation. You did not. So to be open about it. But the knowledge you received was outdated. So you made a decision for your life based on outdated knowledge. And now, let's deal with the consequences you are. Now, you can be mad at other people for not informing you well and all of that. By the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can't turn back time onto studying IT at that university or whatever. You cannot undo the current situation where you have all these debts you need to pay off. You can't undo all of that. So you have to admit, okay, I made a decision. I was well informed. You know what? It's partially onto me. I should have done more research just going along with the hype. People should have informed me better. That's true. But hey, I can't help it anymore because I can't change the past. They were misinformed. We can't change the past either for me. So, okay, this situation right now, you need to accept the situation for what it is and then move on. For you to remain upset about how you ended up there, that is regret. Because you're holding on to a past that never happened. Why? Because in your mind, if you just would take another education back then, and it was better informed, would have you likely would have a better outcome. Now maybe that's true, maybe it's not. You don't know for sure. But even if it's probably true that you would have a better outcome, the better outcome is not here, and you can't change back what happened. You need to process what happened, incorporate in the present, and move on from now. Regret is you being high on a past that will never be reality. Well, let me say it in another way. Regret is you reliving a loss that is inevitable. That's really what regret is. Let me explain it to you. In this example I gave on to you about this guy who decided to study IT based on how he was informed back then. Like IT is the best, is the way to go, guaranteed to get a job, high salaries, whatever. So it isn't fully on him that he ended up in that bad situation. The propaganda played a role. But guess what? No matter how much he complains, he will not get those years back. He will not get any younger. And these debts will not erase out of the blue. So he needs to do something about the situation now. So what he can do is say, you know what, let me quit my job, go into another trajectory, or let me lower my hours, begin to do some other courses just to be up to date. You know what, I made this field anyway, let me update with AI knowledge right now and continue. But someone who's not willing to face the reality of the situation, someone who just want to escape all the time, when it comes to outcomes in the present caused by past decisions, listen, you should be upset if people in the past lied to you, tricked you, or took advantage of you. It's completely healthy to be upset about that. Hell yeah. What is not healthy is remaining stuck in being upset. Because that means you, because now it's up to you. You don't want to deal with reality. It's reality you were misinformed. It's reality you were lied to. It's also reality that somewhere, maybe because of lack of self-worth or low self-esteem, I don't know what it was, but somehow you did not do your own proper research. So it isn't like people put a gun to your face and said, listen, you're going to study IT now. It didn't happen like that. So somewhere you had your own parts too. That's reality. So you just being upset with other people is actually denying that you had your own part in it too. And because you're not willing to admit your parts, guess what? You're now the one operating in a fairy tale. As if everything in life just happened to you. Now listen, sometimes there are bad situations that happen to you and it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes sudden tragedy happens. Sometimes people out of the blue turn on you. So there are things that happen in life that put you in a disadvantage and it's not your fault at all. That happens. However, if you claim to continuously be in a victim condition, either you just have a victim mentality and you're just losing it, or if it's true that you continuously victimize over and over again, that means you have an evil spirit of victimization haunting you, and that means you're not delivered. That means you have to go to deliverance because you're in danger. You're in danger, and you're also in danger with other people. So you need to look at it. Okay? In any case, the outcome you have now is what's there. You need to accept the outcome that's here. With accept, I don't mean approve of it. Okay, you're not approve and accept are two different things. You can accept, for example, that someone stole cash from you. Okay, it's what happened. You don't have the cash; they stole it. Okay, are you approving of it? It's okay, they did it, or what if no, it's not okay. Okay. So you can press charge against them, or attempt to go after them to get the cash back, or if you realize it's all useless, you just say, okay, the cash is gone, let me move on. But let's say someone stole cash from you, which I don't condone at all. And now, um, um, you press charge at the police, and police tells you, listen, there was no actual contract between the two of you. It's your word against his. There's not even a proof you gave the cash on to him. We can't do nothing. Even judge says we can't do nothing. For you not to keep holding on to, I need to get my cash back from this individual. Whose problem is it right now? Not the other individual. You. You know why it's your problem now? Why you're the one causing problems now? Because listen, if the individual stole cash from you, which I don't condone, I'm sure there's almost nobody on the earth who would condone this. That cash is wasted. Either it went to clubs, to nightclubs, bars, or they went on vacation, whatever. The money is spent. Or the cash, is spent. Money is a goddess, by the way. The cash is spent. So because the cash is spent, you cannot get it back. Even if you would press charges and arrest an individual, put him in prison, put an individual in prison, it's going to cost society cash now, because you need to maintain them in prison. Also, and all that cash that's used from the treasury to keep the individual in prison could have been used to do other things in the community. And what if this guy repented for what he did? He's not only sorry, but actually became what they call a hardworking man or woman right now, and they improved. And now they have an improved role in the community. For them now to go to prison now will be not only disrupting their development to a better human being, but also disrupt the whole community. Because people realize, okay, this individual was a thief, but they've improved and they're better now. This is inspiring. So if someone makes effort to improve, you should reward one way or the other. Now you want people to only look at your pain and your hurt and go after this individual. And listen, even if the individual goes to prison, you still don't have your cash back. Okay? So at some point you realize, you know what? I'm not getting a cash back. Simple as that. You know, I just don't deal with this individual in the future anymore. Simple. Or some people don't even do it to the court of law. They go to criminals to beat this individual up or to harm the relatives, whatever. You now are the one with under arrest because you won't let go of an outcome that didn't happen. The individual stole your cash is not there. The odds of your cash being there is not there. Accept it's not there. What I'm saying is, regret and bitterness are linked together. You don't become bitter about something you don't regret. You first regret something, and if you refuse to be real about the situation, now it's getting dangerous. Let me tell you why it's getting dangerous now. Because you not admitting and acknowledging that you need to move on means now that you are now stuck in the past psychologically. Now the past is over. That's clear. The past is gone. The thing is, you are stuck in the past now. You are the one now that remains upset. You. So eventually, you now are not only harming yourself, but also other people around you. Listen, regret is something you may experience from time to time in life. Okay, maybe it's true. You could have known better, could have done better. You know what? It's over now. Or maybe you couldn't have known better. In this case, why you have regret? Because it's not you. It was out of your hands. Anyway, if you ever experience regret, then realize the following. Every day you spent in regret is a day wasted from improving the situation. Or it's a day wasted from you getting to a better outcome. That's what you need to realize. And the moment you realize this, that is you actually wasting days of your life you'll never get back. Because listen, maybe Tuesday you went to the library to bring back a book. It could be that there were visitors at the library that felt a bit lonely. People in your age range, you get me? Maybe could have easily, talked to them, have small talk. And maybe one of these individuals had a relative who works or was part of some business venture or whatever. And guess what? You needed a letter of recommendation or a reference letter for you to either your master's program or to get capital investment, whatever. So you need some backup from the public. Okay, that's true. You going to that library, there were people walk around there who were linked to what you needed. So if you would have admitted what they needed, just small talk, and given into it, they now in turn may have opened up towards you, and that opening up would have led to you getting what you needed, which was a connection of theirs in their life helping you out. Maybe you had a court case coming up, and you needed a lawyer, but you couldn't afford a lawyer. And the lawyers provided by the government don't make that much effort. But because you had small talk, maybe at a cafe or maybe at a bus stop, whatever, and you exchanged numbers, suddenly one day you get a phone call. It's a lawyer who is a relative of the individual you small talk with, and they say, "Listen, I heard you need a lawyer. We have no cash. You know what? You've been good to my cousin. You've been good to my nephew. You know, my nephew and my cousin. They were thinking about taking their own life. They were actually down, but you have a small talk to them, actually helped them to be motivated for life again. You know what? We are very thankful. Let me help you out." Now, you had no idea that individual small talk to was going to all of that. You had no idea. You just considered their humanity and you acted. And now, later on, it worked out well for you. But what if you go to that library now and you've been praying for a solution? You're at the library. But the thing is, the Heavenly Father works through social relationships because we're relational creatures. We're community beings operating in relationships. How God made us. So everything God will do in your life will involve some type of human relationship. Just go from Genesis to Revelation, you can see it. So instead of submitting to the ways of Heavenly Father, you were stubborn in, I just want this to get away, just be left alone, what is we over it. The reason why you ended up in that bad situation to begin with was because you didn't have supportive relationships in your life. Because you didn't have supportive relationships of people serving on the Father, so you end up in that bad situation. So you are so upset with the bad situation that you're regretting now, not realizing that if you had supporting relationships of people serving on the Father, you would have never ended up there to begin with. So now, the Heavenly Father is working on a solution. The Heavenly Father wants you to be connected. Now you are already connected to other human beings. The Heavenly Father wants you to be linked into the community. Because once you have community backup, people tend to treat you better, whether they like you or not. And once you have a backup in the community, now your gifts that God has given you, you can minister onto these people, and they now have no choice but also minister onto you. So it's a relationship. And now, eventually, you'll have other people becoming believers, or you have other believers who are stagnant now being inspired by you, and now you have a supportive group behind you. And now you have the supporting relationships you always needed. But because you now are resentful, in regret, and developing bitterness, you go to the library and you see someone kind of looking down, a little bit sad. Now, you don't have to be a psychologist onto them and give them therapy on the session, especially not if you're qualified to do so. But at least also, hey, how are you doing, sir? How are you doing, man? Are you okay? Oh, nice to watch you there. Do some small talk. But you just ignored that individual because you were so full of yourself, busy with yourself. So you develop a narcissistic, hateful attitude in which if you don't get your escape, you don't care about anything else. In that regret turned into bitterness, you miss out on your blessing. You miss out on your solution. Yes, you did. Maybe you often went to the same supermarket to get your groceries. And there was a cleaner working there. And you were always kind towards the cleaner. Hi, bye, never actual conversation. What you're not aware of is that this cleaner has a son or grandson, whoever, who's involved in finance. And one day, you may face an eviction notice for your business. And guess what? This son or daughter reads the eviction notice and then says, hold on a minute. I recognize his name. This guy was also kind to my grandpa, whatever. What? You want to fix this guy? Hell no, man. Let's do something about it. Relationships matter. But what if you go to the supermarket back and forth, you don't even pay attention to other people? you are actually sabotaging yourself. You're actually being hostile towards other people and you don't even realize it. And why am I mentioning all of this? Because listen, regret, you can feel it, but you need to process it and accept the situation what it is. If you have children right now and you regret having children, I'm sorry, but whatever pathetic thing is that. Children are a blessing, children are an opportunity. When a child is born, you can shape them into the adults you want them to be. So you had those children they were an opportunity for you. But you now want an outcome you can escape. But how are you going to escape all these children? So now you're going to blame the children for your tendency to escape you should have outgrown a long time ago. You're in sin now, want to escape instead of dealing with life, and now you blame your children for it. Let me tell you, there are single mothers who are bonded by their baby daddies. They had multiple children, and they managed to finish degrees. Some got PhDs, some started their own business. They looked for help, they got help. And now you have you, just murmuring, complaining, feeling sorry for yourself because you can't escape, be left alone. Well, the thing is, life doesn't work that way. You can just do whatever you want, and people just have to take whatever you want because you will it. So the whole problem is not your children, it's you. You are the one who's not right. Not your children's fault. So don't dare to blame your offspring because you don't face yourself. You are the ones who have to face yourself. And so your children should not be burdened now by your regret, which is based on your narcissistic tendency to want to escape life, want to be left alone. That is you. They're here, they're born, and you owe them. Simple as that. The thing is, in life, people will tolerate you abandoning your spouse, getting a divorce, escaping a marriage. They will tolerate you escaping a job, or even escape to another country, change nationality. But abandon your own children? Hold on. Nobody is going to put up with this. Neither should they. What I'm telling you is, listen, regret is you holding on to a fairy tale outcome that does not exist and likely can never exist. So if the outcome cannot exist because it involves changing the past, and the past cannot be changed, why the heck are you still holding on to the outcome? You just want to escape. And guess what? You cannot escape. Your escape can never work because you can't change the past. None of us can. So you still have to process until it goes on. So eventually, because you don't want to face yourself, you're gonna start associating your decline with other people, blaming everyone else around you. And it doesn't stop there. At some point, when you keep blaming other people, and other people keep living life, you're stuck with unrest, you begin to feel threatened by other people and take it out on them. You become delusional. So listen, regret as a shock that, oh my God, things could have been better. Yes, experience it, admit it, process it, and then move on. But to stay in a cycle of regret is your way to become delusional. If you get stuck in a cycle of regret, you're on your way to becoming delusional. And I said it before, delusional people are dangerous people because they don't care a bit about reality. They will endanger others just to escape whatever it is you don't want to face. Simple as that. Now, I'm just here to remind you about the following. Every day you spent in regret, there's actually a day you being bitter. That day had opportunities for you. Maybe you had a small talk with someone, and that individual later began to pray for you behind the scenes. You're not aware of it, and the prayer that other individual small talk with helped you. Now, not everyone you have small talk with will eventually turn the favor for you. Some people have small talk with them, and they just forget about you because they're too distracted in their life. That happens too. So I'm not saying that small talk and have relationships with everyone is going to somehow make everything all right for you. I'm not saying that. What I am saying here is that you wasted opportunities every day you remain in regret and bitterness. Because regret and bitterness are hand in hand. Regret does not have to turn into bitterness, but it likely will turn into bitterness when you refuse to process things and move on. It would shock you how many people out there, including many believers, are in this cycle of regret, turning bitter, becoming delusional. And let me tell you one thing. Once an individual is on the cycle of regret, look, you have to watch your mouth when you're around them. Because people in this state of mind, they will feel attacked, misunderstood, and hurt easily by the slightest thing you say. You may say something that's actually true and beneficial for them, but they think, hey, I never asked for your advice. I would actually think you are giving us advice, blah, blah, blah. And you think, so hold on a minute. You're here complaining about the situation. I'm willing to listen to you. I'm willing to be part of the solution. So I point you towards solution for you. So you won't have to, so you would can move on and not get upset with me. People who are on the cycle of regret, 9 out of 10 times, they just want an outlet to ventilate their unrest. That's what they want. Now, you should not enable this. They should not become comfortable just calling you anytime they want just to ventilate whenever they're upset, and then they hang up the phone and they continue. Now, some of these people aren't even aware they're doing this, but it is what they're doing. And it's draining for themselves and for you. It's not a good thing. It needs to stop. Now, if someone is a believer, someone you're in contact with, listen, lower contact, pray from behind the scenes, and let the Holy Spirit work on them. Because you can't take on these people by yourself and make them improve, become better. It's not going to happen, man. Y'all. That effort will backfire on you. I'm telling you, that effort will backfire on you. So, avoid getting trapped in the cycle of regret. And another harsh reality you need to accept, that you regret an outcome in life, because it's not the decision you regret. Because if the outcome that was triggered by your decision, thing is, regretting things that you didn't even choose for, well, that's weird. You need to be delivered. But here's another thing. Even if you made a decision, it's not just your decision that contributed to the outcome you're upset about now. Maybe you did all the right things, but factors and environment ruined it. You can do what's right. You can make all the right choices and still end up with an outcome that's not the best because, hey, you're not the only human being on the earth. You get me? So you associating the bad outcome solely with your own decision, you're not being realistic. That itself is a bit delusional. If you married someone and now you regret marrying them, listen, was it you marrying them that led to the bad outcome? Or is the fact that that individual themselves didn't want to face themselves? So it isn't just your decision. It's also the other individual you're married to. And the thing is, the individual you're married to also has relatives who also have an influence on his or her life. So it could be you married individual, but because there were wrong influences around you, the marriage didn't work out well. A marriage is not a two-people thing. It also involves the community. So, okay, so instead of you face, you know what, our marriage is not going well, let's see how we can solve it, if it's solvable, and if it requires disassociation from people, let's do that too. Instead of you processing the fact that your marriage isn't going well and look for a solution, you just want to escape. I should never marry you. If I didn't want to marry you, I would have been better off. You fucked up my life, or whatever. No, there are people acting that way. Listen, you're acting like your decision alone causes everything. That's not true. So people that are in cycle of regret, they factor out the environment and all the other stuff. I mean, whoa! What the hell? You're not that powerful, man. So what I'm saying is, when you're in the cycle of regret, you don't think clearly. And I'm telling you, if someone in the cycle of regret and you notice it, pray them from a distance, mention them from a distance, but don't yoke yourself with them while they're in it, man, because that's an open door for Satan, I'm telling you. And that's something you should not even want to be involved with. Well, that's it for now. Keep on agreeing with Christ, be at peace, and I'll see you in my next live stream.